Martin, the theme of our conference is speed, productivity and agility and how we build those in our organisations. From your work, are those enough for success for organisations in today's context?
Well, they're actually valuable attributes of an organisation, but I'd probably add two things. Firstly, I think we need to look at the strategic context. What is it that organisations need to be able to specifically do better in order to say, how do we design the organisation? And secondly, I think speed is not enough in the sense that speed of execution is not enough, and we need to think about speed of learning, because what we're seeing is not just an acceleration of competition, but we're seeing disruption, which means the ability to learn how to do new things.
What organisational capabilities should we be focusing on developing in order to succeed in today's context?
Well, I think it's all about competing on the rate of learning and leveraging technology to do so. And so that requires a number of things, I think. It requires the ability to manage ecosystems. Ecosystems are where the proprietary data comes from, which is the new oil, the new fuel for business. I think it requires imagination. So the machine learning algorithms will be learning how to do things, routine things effectively. So we need to redeploy human talent onto things like algorithmic governance and imagination. I think it means partition of work. What do the algorithms do? And what do the people do, and how do we operate the interfaces? And I think it also means reinventing leadership and management as is required by such a hybrid learning organization. What do we manage? What do we cease to manage, to rethink in that sense?
Okay. And in your work, you talk about organizations as biological systems. So what are the implications of that work for the way that we design organizations today?
Well, I use the word biology to contrast it with like a physics or a machine view of business. So we often speak about business as if we can know everything we need to know, control everything we need to control, and if we plan something, it shall be so.
Put an input and you get a prescribed output.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas I think in the reality of many businesses today is that we don't know quite what's going to happen. We're experimenting. There is no certainty. There's disruption. And so therefore it's about biology in the sense that we're dealing with uncertainty, adaptation, experimentation. We're dealing with a lower degree of control. So we're experimenting and learning our way towards the future rather than mandating the future. And if you buy that, then I think a number of things follow. I think experimentation becomes more important than static efficiency. I think prudence and scenarios becomes more important than single point forecasts. I think embeddedness, social embeddedness, think about the wider system you're contributing to, social purpose, becomes more important than standalone efficiency and so on. So that's the sense in which I think being able to think more biologically about organization is quite productive.
Martin, thank you very much.
Thank you.